Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video on my channel, Hairliciously. If you guys are new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you guys are updated on my second hair transplant journey progress, as well as video topics covering current hair loss treatments. Visit my website at hairliciously.com to purchase your microneedling devices, which are scientifically proven to stimulate hair growth, my low-level laser therapy cap, hair growth vitamins, DHA blocking shampoo and serum, and a few other products for those who are suffering from hair loss. Now, if you guys are also interested in getting a highly recommended hair transplant from the clinic that I went to get my procedures done, Motion Clinic in South Korea, you guys can contact them via email for a free online consultation, and they're going to go over things like how many grafts you're going to need, you know, things like hairline design, all the good stuff. So I'm going to be putting their contact information in the description box for anyone who is interested. So in today's video, I kind of wanted to touch the topic of microneedling. Some of you guys might know it as derma rolling, because it's been a while since I've covered this topic on my channel, and it seems like a lot of you guys are interested in the before and after photos. So I figured that I'd do some research to share with you some incredible results that I've seen. For beginners, microneedling is basically creating these tiny micro wounds on the scalp, either using a derma roller or an electric microneedling device, which helps induce the wound healing process. And through this process, there are multiple studies that show its benefits and efficacy in not only inducing hair growth, but also including blood circulation, stimulating various hair growth factors, and signaling pathways that overall help increase hair growth and density. The same concept works for microneedling in the face. We have dermatologists who've been using it on patients for many years, which helps stimulate collagen production and elastin to help treat things like wrinkles, fine lines, and improve skin appearance. Now, when it comes to treating genetic hair loss, I always tell my viewers that the best form of treatment is to use multiple treatments instead of just solely focusing on just one, because we have different treatments that work through different mechanisms of action. So by combining these treatments such as finasteride, microneedling, Minoxidil, dutasteride, other anti-androgens, you're basically going to cover multiple bases to help stimulate hair in ways that, for example, finasteride or Minoxidil can't. And especially when you look at Dr. Durat's studies that compare using Minoxidil versus Minoxidil and microneedling, the treatment that utilized both treatments promoted more hair growth. And there are, obviously numerous cases that confirm that using multiple treatments work better than just solely focusing on just one. And I bring up this topic because some of you want to see results of patients who solely focus on using derma rolling to treat hair loss. And while it's going to help to a certain degree, you're not really reaching the full potential, since microneedling only works in just one aspect to stimulate hair growth. So not a lot of people just stick with just one form of hair loss treatment like microneedling. And this is why you don't really see too many results as far as like before and after photos of just microneedling users. Now, this first example I found him on Trestless, and he goes by the username Capacitor. This first photo is of the guy after 3 to 4 years of finasteride and Minoxidil with no growth, but thankfully he states that there is no further hair loss. You can definitely see moderate hair loss going on, especially in the frontal hairline. There's also temporal recession. To be honest, there's a good chance that he's going to continue to recede had he not been on finasteride and Minoxidil. The second photo was taken a few months later when he was 2 months into microneedling using a 1.5 derma roller. You can definitely see regrowth on the temples, and a lot of hair has thickened up all throughout the scalp, and regions that were bald from the previous photo now are starting to have hair growth. The only thing he introduced to his hair loss treatment regimen was microneedling, and you can see erythema or redness on the areas that he was microneedling. And in his post, he states that he does get pinpoint bleeding when he microneedles weekly, and that they're just micro droplets at worst. This last photo was a result after about 5 months of microneedling, in addition to his regimen of using finasteride, Minoxidil twice a day, peppermint oil twice a day, keto shampoo, and DHA organic shampoo. His results are not obviously perfect, but an incredible improvement from where he was initially prior to microneedling. He was able to regrow back a lot of hair on the hairline, fill in his temples, and at this rate, he'd continue to see better results as the months progress by. So I'm super happy for this guy, and he's actually had one of the better results that I've seen. Now, the last thing is that I will add that he does attribute his hair growth due to microneedling, and he says that himself in the post. So the next user goes by username Shamu on Trestless, and he gives us his update after using Minoxidil and a 1mm derma roller for 4 months. The first photo shows some pretty aggressive diffuse hair loss all throughout the scalp, and is considered a more advanced stage of hair loss. He didn't specify his age, but he doesn't look that old, given that I don't see any wrinkles or aging on his face. So I'd probably guess somewhere between his mid-20s to early 30s, maybe mid-30s. He does use Minoxidil twice a day and derma rolls using a 1.0mm once a week. Now, the recommended derm rolling length is typically at 1.5 millimeters based on multiple studies, but nevertheless, after 4 months of his said treatment, he's seen a lot of new regrowth. The hairline has definitely seen increased density and growth, as well as the overall mid-scalp. And it's just crazy to just see how well-defined his hairline is after just only 4 months of treatment. He states that he's not on finasteride since he doesn't want to mess with his hormones, but there's no doubt that he'd obviously see better results had he jumped on finasteride or dutasteride as well. But either way, this guy has seen drastic improvement, and it really just shows the efficacy the combination of multiple treatments can have in promoting hair growth. Here's another pretty good before and after photo from 9 months of using finasteride, microneedling, and minoxidil. The photo on the left shows the classic recession pattern of genetic hair loss as it recedes from the temples into the crown. And then 9 months later after said treatment, he has drastically improved the density throughout his scalp. The quality of the photos aren't great, and it'd be nice to see some more up-close shots, but the transformation itself is just remarkable because if he were to grow out his hair based on the photo from the left, there's actually just no way that he can actually achieve such density and hair regrowth. And as far as his regimen, he's been microneedling at 1 millimeter every evening before applying minoxidil, and then he microneedles using a 1.5 millimeter once a week. There are people who experience side effects from using minoxidil right after microneedling, as the foam or liquid can actually go systemic. So I actually don't recommend that, that you guys use minoxidil right after microneedling. It's better to wait, 12 to 24 hours after microneedling to apply minoxidil so that you can reduce the chances of it going systemic. Anyway, this is another photo he provided of his hair, and the good thing is that this guy also seems to have coarse and slightly curly hair, which helps with the density and the appearance of fullness. But he definitely, benefited from his treatments, and from what I can tell, he's pretty happy with his results. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. I would highly advocate microneedling if you guys are suffering from genetic hair loss. With all things said, microneedling has higher efficacy when used in conjunction with other treatments, and at the minimum, I would highly recommend combining it with 5% minoxidil solution. I will say that a lot of people have different hair loss treatment regimens with different combinations that can obviously influence the results, but there's quite a bit of people who feel that incorporating microneedling has been a real difference maker for them, no matter what type of topicals or oral treatments that they were on. The thing is, not everybody is also going to respond well to microneedling, and that goes with, minoxidil, finasteride, or any other available treatments. But the bottom line is to use whatever you can in your arsenal to target hair loss, and the best outcome comes from a synergistic effect of treatments. This treatment can also be, obviously applied both to men and women. I know that sometimes women ask me, hey, Hairliciously, how come I don't see any results from female patients? But microneedling, especially if you're suffering from genetic hair loss, can also apply to women. So you are more than welcome to use microneedling and also minoxidil 2% or 5%. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you guys can reach me via email or leave me some comments, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Take care.